Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Besties, I got to go back to yesterday. I left out some facts from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Do you know yesterday was Portia's 44th birthday? I saw it and I had taken a picture of something and I forgot to add it to my notes and I didn't even think about it anymore. So we got to tell Portia happy 44th birthday. She was born, yesterday was June 22nd. And I also have a cousin's birthday on yesterday. And today is one of my auntie's birthday, and tomorrow is another auntie's birthday. So happy birthday to Portia. And I had another fact that I wanted to point out about Britt. She can never be anyone's friend because she's not even a good sibling to her sisters. Remember when she got on our TV screen, she was talking about how they are difficult. They've been not getting along before and after their father's passing, so that's been rough. Britt doesn't fit in anywhere. She doesn't know how to show up for people. Kelly has her faults too, but Britt is something, and I hope I will be happy on next Sunday. That will be the last time I talk about her. Probably will bring her up in the first part one of the reunion. But after this, honey, we could go and hang it up. Because, honey, old girl just came in wrong and strong. She just came in bad, and she could have been a good villain, but she goes too low. She goes this extremely too low. And, now she's, not coming back. And if she watched herself, because remember I told you guys they get the last 4 episodes of the season, like 2 days before the reunion. If she has been watching herself and what she's been doing, I see why she didn't show up. She did not want to have to be confronted about her behavior. She wasn't going to have anything to say. Her and her husband, he doesn't seem to be like a strong supporter of hers. We've seen him a few times. We haven't seen him in a minute. So she just didn't have any bandwidth to come to this reunion and stand strong. I see why she was a no-show, and then she want to turn around and sue. Girl. So, welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade, and thanks for joining me. I recap your favorite reality shows weekly. Now let's kiki and haha and get into another episode of The Basketball Wives. It's season 12, episode 7. We're done talking. How about you rate this week's episode, besties? I just got through watching it. Um, um, it was tough. It was tough. I will give it about a 5. For real. Maybe a 6. So let me do this. I said I was gonna stop doing it. I'll give it a 5.5. Okay. So the ladies are back in LA. Evelyn is at home telling her daughter, Shanice, about the mess that happened in Vegas. Brittany is at her house talking to her uncle about Jackie and what happened in Vegas. Jen, she meets some of the girls. They're going to go get IV drips to recover from Vegas. And she invited Jackie, Brandy, Denise, and Ty to join her. Jennifer tells Brandy that she told her she told her, wait. I guess they was talking about Evelyn. And she says how Evelyn will reel you in and she gets you where she wants you. And then she tosses you into choppy waters. So Brandy thinks Evelyn was acting distant with her because Shawnee was there. Brandy wants to talk to Evelyn because, she switched up on her and she put Shawnee against her and they need to talk. So then in walks Ty and Denise. Honey, Denise came. She was ready to get it going. And she tells the girls that that was the worst Las Vegas trip she has ever been on. Denise seems very calculated. You know, she's been quiet over the last 6 episodes. So now she's ready to talk. She has sat back. She has been watching and paying attention and taking notes. Okay. So then in walks Jackie. She looking for some champagne. She ready to kick it. And it's like, Jackie, you're at an IV bar, whatever, establishment, let's call it that. You're not finna drink alcohol to get an IV, stupid. She ends up putting that together. She caught herself later. Jennifer says she wants to talk to Brittany because someone, needs to support her. Even she was triggered in Vegas. It says Jennifer said her and Brittany don't have their mothers. And I was like, wait a minute, Brittany's mother isn't deceased. But I guess what she means is they're not cool. But being that Jennifer doesn't have her mother, I guess she feels the need to try to repair people's motherhood relationships, for to be better because she doesn't have hers. Um, and she feels like she is the one that can talk to Brittany. Denise wants to address the elephant in the room and ask Jackie, does she feel that it was okay how she acted towards Shani, Chantel, she called it Shani, Chantel and Brittany. Jackie says, I didn't act no way towards my daughter. And I was going to apologize to Brittany, but then I thought about it. I had like a 24-hour little window. I was rethinking things, and I'm not going to do that no more. She was like, number one, she didn't do anything to Brittany, you know, and Brittany just crossed her boundaries. She tried to come in between her family, and, no pilgrimage and no holy water that she throws on herself is going to make Jackie want to talk to her. So I said, okay, no religious rituals, huh, Jackie? Not a one. She can't get baptized. She can't tarry for the Holy Ghost. She can't fast. She can't pray enough. Mm-mm. Nope. She said nothing she could do gonna change her mind about that. So Evelyn meets Ming Lee and Brittany at a restaurant, and Brittany is horse child. She says, yes, when you gotta holler and scream at people, that's what happens. And she was like, I don't regret it. And this is what I don't like, Brittany. I don't like this about you. Why is it your business to come at Jackie to fight for Chantel? That's her mother. This is their relationship. It's been 30 years of this. Why do you think you can come in and just save the day? Why don't you go worry about your own mother? How about that? She says she will never respect Jackie. Jackie violated her. She put her hands all in her space, disrespected her religion, and threatened her. And I'm like, baby, are you still a Muslim after all that cussing and fussing and raising Cain you was doing? Talking about the hijab. I thought it was a what did Jackie call a hijab? The hijab. It's a hijab. I thought so. I thought we were all saying it wrong last week. I have a very close cousin who used to wear hijab. She was married to a Muslim before. She's not anymore, but I remember that I was like, something about the way we're saying it ain't right. Okay. Um, um, So I'm just like, were you disrespecting your religion, Britt? She didn't say, but she said she's letting go of things. Oh no, she said, oh, you guys, wait. Okay, I'm trying to read my notes, they're not making sense. So that's why I be like, what? And I gotta figure out a way to make it make sense. Um, so did you guys hear last week that Brittany is no longer wearing her hijabs? She didn't say that she was not Muslim anymore or Islamic. She just says she's letting go of things that no longer serve her. Huh. So I'm not sure what that means. Are you still Muslim or not? That's what we want to know. Well, she feels like Jackie used her religion to attack her. And I'm like, no, 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 Brittany. You used your religion to attack Jackie, boo boo. All that rah, rah, rah you was doing, really, girl? I mean, I know we all fall short, but baby, goodness gracious, you might as well have taken it off and then got rah rah with the lady. Child, she called Jackie godless. She said the way she attacked my religion, she is godless. I was like, wow, Jackie is godless, honey. But Brittany, your behavior was very wild. You hollering and fussing and screaming and cursing your horse now, and you think you did God's work. Okay, girl. I guess Chantel is your God. Uh-huh. Because what I saw, you called Jackie everything under the sun. And Chantel, I don't even, I'm looking at you a little weird too, because like I said, I could be mad at my mother, but you can't. Not in front of me and not to me. Like, what is going on here? So, so then in walks Shani. She said the night in Vegas was heavy and told Jackie to just go. She said, didn't y'all hear me tell her to go? Y'all heard me say, just go, mom. And she told me I couldn't call my dad, because there seems to be some kind of competition between me and my mom. It's always been like that. So I said, oh, so she didn't call Doug. You're right, Shanny, because you're an adult. You were supposed to call your husband, not her husband. Yes, he's your father, but you said you was grown. So the moment you get mad and she get on your nerves, you call him. Yeah. So Chantel has decided that she will not receive Jackie's toxicity. She's a mom now, so she doesn't want to inherit that and keep that generational curse going. So she's gonna nip it in the bud. She don't know what happened to Jackie in her life that has made her this way. And I was really brought aback by that, besties. I was like, you guys, she's 31 years old. You guys have never had a deep conversation. Jackie, you have never felt vulnerable enough to tell and explain the way you are to your daughter who you're trying to mend things with. Jackie, don't tell me you sitting here just trying to put band-aid over band-aid over band-aid over band-aid on these bruises and scars and pains. Like, are you serious, Jackie? That's giving manipulativeness. It's just giving, you know, narcissistic behavior. You need to break down who you are. Break it on down. Be vulnerable. Heal your relationship with your daughter. That is the way you're going to be able to heal. You have to be honest about your upbringing, who you were, who you are, why you do the things you do. What did someone do to you? Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. This is deeper than I thought, besties. There's layers of Jackie, and she's not even bringing it to the surface to save her relationship with her kids. Like, does Jackie understand that her child is grown and got two kids, really? Don't the other one got a kid too? I don't know, but Jackie, come on now, get out of. And Doug, what is calling Doug gonna do? Like, what can Doug do for you, Chantel? What does he do? Because they're together, they're married. I know they're two individuals, but what are they? Are you like, what is this dynamic? Aren't you guys invested? I want to know the dynamic of what is happening. Ugh. I bet you Doug is probably the one that got her talking to Jack, like, go ahead and just try. I'll try to tell her what to say, what to do. Oh, goodness. He's probably trying to coach her because he's a coach. He's probably trying to coach them and, go to therapy. Doug, you can coach basketball, not toxicity, bad relationships, wounds, pains, and traumas. You need to hand that over to a doctor. Okay. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine. Okay, so Denise asked Jackie, has she talked to Chantel? She said, no, she's letting me cool off. Delusional. Denise is like, well, I heard she blocked you. And I'm like, well, calm down, Denise. Calm down. She said that with her whole chest. And, that was effed up of you. And Jackie was like, look here, that's my daughter, Chantel Nicole Christie. I had her on June the 1st, 1993. Is she in her confessional? Jackie said, no. Jennifer said, you better chill, Denise, trying to get involved in people's families and their bloodlines. She said, there's a thin line and don't step one toe over it, honey. Jackie is getting heated. And she was like, I'm about to go. Child, she told Denise to her face. She said, stay out of my face. Brandy is over there holding her hand. And she tell Brandy, it's okay, let me go. That's why they put no IV on. She said, I got to get up out of here. Brandy said, I'll take you home where you want me to go. She said, take me to the airport. Trying to calm Jackie down. Jackie said, take me to the airport. And have you noticed now when Jackie is in some strange waters with people, when she's in a weird environment, she leaves now. She don't really get heck of rah, rah, rah. She leaves now. This is her first time leaving, okay? Uh-huh, uh-huh. So Jackie also told Denise, leave my family out of this. This between me and my daughter. Don't talk about me. Don't speak on my daughter. I respect anything my daughter says, but you better keep us out your mouth. How about that? So Jennifer and Brittany meet at a wine bar, and of course, Brittany is getting some, mocktail. Jennifer wants to get to know Brittany because they didn't get to know each other last season. Brittany got mad and left early, and Jennifer was in love, honey. So Jennifer is telling Brittany that she doesn't know what happened between her and Jackie, but what did it what did it for her was Brittany's toxic relationship with her mom. And so Jennifer's praying that they will figure it out while they have a chance. Brittany's like, yeah, I know we on borrowed time, but your relationship with your mother must have been loving and supportive, and that's not what I have. Me and my mom are not that. She says, but she prays for her mom daily. Now, as for Jackie, she was like, oh, she's a demon and she's a deadbeat mother. I said, no, Brittany, no, not Jackie being a deadbeat mother. She's not wrong. Um, she's not wrong. And wow, I had to take that one in. Okay, let's continue. And Brittany is done with Jackie. She said, I have no grace for her. I will defend her daughter, but I have no grace. Child. Then after that, they flipped to the wildfires that happened in LA. So it's like early January of this year. The wildfires are spreading all through LA. The winds were going at 70 miles per hour, hitting all the surrounding areas of Altadena, the Hollywood Hills. Production had to shut down filming for a week. Honey, Chantel's husband was in town because he had a game with the Lakers and the oh Clippers. They got canceled because of the fire. So he was there with the baby and her. I'm sure they had nervous, but at least they were together. Brandy calls Jason. Jason told her to come to Dallas. Okay. Okay. And Jennifer was like, she has lived in LA for so long. She has never seen nothing this devastating. They have a few fires, they have earthquakes. We have earthquakes here, but that fire was something else. Okay. So Evelyn goes to a shop where they sell the stones. Why am I drawing a blank with the quartz stones and all that? Crystals. That's what the crystal store, and she's ready to gear up for a charity event. Because what one thing about Evelyn, she's a great charity event planner, doer, supporter, helper. She will get in and roll up her sleeves, and she will help the community out. And I do admire that about Evelyn. So her and Brandy will figure out some ways to donate to the victims of the fire. So Evelyn tells Brandy that she's talked to Chantel here and there, and if she says if she never talks to Jackie again, that will be good. And Brandy's like, "Wait, what? You think so?" And Evelyn's like, "Yeah. Sometimes you got to cut your family off." Boy, don't I know. So Brandy is like, "Well, besides all of that, how was your birthday trip? How do you think I did? You didn't tell me thank you." So Evan is like, "I'm holding on to the good parts." I was like, that is a really good way to say you was on that BS, but I'm trying to find the good and all the bad. Brandy's like, "Well, I didn't have a good time with you." And Evelyn's like, "Why? What I do to you? I'm supposed to be mad at you. How you gonna flip this on me?" I know that's what she was thinking, because I was like, delusional. Brandy, delusional. And she said, "You kind of put me in a sticky situation with Shawnee, saying that I was pointing at her in her face. I wasn't." They rolled the tape back. She got that hand all up in Shawnee's face 2 or 3 times. And so I'm like, but Shawnee, like, it wasn't like she was trying to start no mess with Shawnee. She was just talking, but like Shawnee asked for it. How do you just tell somebody, look at your dress? I wouldn't, you shouldn't be wearing that to no wedding. Well, you wouldn't be invited to mine. Like what she said wasn't nice. Maybe it did warrant a little hand maneuvering in her face. Who is Shawnee? She ain't nobody. We all know that. How come she fired Brandy and Brandy is back on the TV screens with her? So that lets you know Shawnee ain't holding no weight, honey. So Evelyn tells Brandy, "You came off as stank." And she was surprised that you were going to a wedding with your butt out. "I didn't have my butt out, I was covered." Evelyn said, "No, we saw your right cheek, boo." Your right cheek was showing. Brandy was like, "Everyone's putting all this off on me. Just she been saying that the whole time in Vegas. Everybody just stressing me out and everybody putting all this stuff on me." Evelyn's like, "Look, oh, like Evelyn said, oh, like you were a breath of fresh air every day in Vegas." I'm sitting here like, where did Evelyn get so wordy? And so she's becoming a wordsmith. I like this. She said, "I'm holding on to the good parts." Then she said, "Like you were a breath of fresh air in Vegas every day." That was cute. I liked it. And so Brandy's like, "You had an issue with everyone that went to that wedding." Well, girl, really? Really? Yes, because you're trying to combine a birthday and a wedding on the same weekend with people that fell out. You are delusional and stupid. Are you stupid or are you dumb, Brandy? And she's gonna tell Evelyn that vein came out of your forehead, child. I was like, "Evelyn, you ain't gonna slap her with one of them crystals." And you turned red. No, she didn't. Evelyn, get her. So Evelyn's like, "You know what? You've been hanging from Jennifer's right tit." She said, "What? Her tit?" "Yeah, her right one. You've been holding on to that one." Brandy was like, well, you haven't shown me any appreciation for putting your birthday trip together. I tried to make sure you had a good time. I flew in your best friend. You ain't flew in Shawnee. You just told her to come. She knew to come. This is her show. But anyway, and I'm sitting here like, you were so wrong for trying to put them two events together. You are so out of pocket. And not only did you put the two events together, you before y'all could even get there good, you inviting Jennifer to come over. That's where you just overstepped your boundaries. You don't see nothing wrong with what you did, huh? Are you stupid or are you dumb, baby? So Evelyn says, you know what? I'm trying to find the F's to give, and I just can't. Brandy, like, well, why are you like this? And she said, we're trying to have a conversation. Like, why are you just, Evelyn said, well, I'm done because this conversation is going nowhere. And it looked like they just walked away from each other. Child, the lady at the crystal store, she is burning sage, honey. I hollered. And as Brandy leaves, she talking about, do you have a stone for delusion? And I'm like, for yourself, huh? I know you asking for yourself. So Denise, over at Denise's house, she has some kids over there in the backyard playing because, of course, with these fires, the schools are closed. And things got really real, right? So she called Britt to check on Britt and her son. And, the fire was kind of close to them. So she went and got them and brought them to her house. And, Denise said she's going to do whatever she can to help out. So Denise asked Brittany, like, how would she feel if Jackie came to Evelyn's charity event? So Brittany was like, I'm gonna have to pray more about it because I'm a little hurt about what happened, and and I'm more hurt that she's not even sorry. And it's like, are you sorry? Like, are you sorry? You charged at that girl's mother. She is some things, but that don't make it okay for you to disrespect Jackie. That does not make it okay. And let me just say, gotta put my little wisdom in here. And I had this thing where I had a friend, right? And she wasn't getting along with her mother. They had fell out. And do you know that was the worst friendship that I had to endure? It took me so long to decide to end that friendship. But throughout the course of the years, there was good. She was cool, but that childhood, that trauma, that generational curse is deep rooted. And anyway, you can't love that out of them. You can't like that out of them. You can't hug it out of them. It's in them. And the longer you stay friends, the worse it gets and the more it comes out. And as you get to know this person, hanging around their family, you see, oh, their mama is nuts. Hanging around the family some more. Oh, the grandma is nuts. Oh, that's where it comes from. It stems from the grandmother down to the mother, down to the daughter. And child, I had to get up out of that. Oh, I was in a, I can't say the ab. I was in a bad relationship, I'll just say, with this friend. And baby, I am free as a bird, honey. Woo, you talk about delusional and bipolar and up and down. You don't know if they coming or going. They cool some days, they not some days, they spaz out. Child, you just don't understand. It's such a terror. You just don't understand. It's just like a roller coaster. So yeah, so I'm just looking at Brittany like you was out of line, girl. You disrespected that woman for Chantel, for your trauma with your mama. That's what this is about. It ain't even about Chantel. You did this because of the pain you are experiencing. Jackie triggers you and you had to spaz out. But that spaz out was really for your mother. It wasn't even for Jackie because you can't be that mad at Jackie. You can't be madder at Jackie than Chantel is. Okay? Check yourself. Where's Jackie's apology, honey? Stuck in your throat? Yeah, stuck deep down in your throat. Why don't you loosen up that hijab so you can get your words out? Because you need to apologize. She does too, but you do because you was way wrong. You was way wrong. Whew. And baby, here we go. Jennifer is clocked in on this episode, honey. She did this her third meetup on this one episode. I don't think Jennifer has done this much planning the longest she been on Basketball Wives. Miami, LA, or whatever. So there's a third meetup. She invites Jackie and Brandy to go work out. Brandy has a new hairdo, honey. She didn't cut all her hair off and dyed it platinum. It looked cute, but she had a hat on, but it looked cute. She's a cute girl. She can wear anything. So Jackie tells Jennifer her and Chantel are fake mad at each other. She's not talking to me, right? We're fake mad at each other. And I'm like, oh, the delusion. Girl, I think Chantel is not fooling with you, Jackie. We'll see how this works. We'll see. So Brandy tells them that since the fires, Jason told her to come home to Dallas. And she tells them, because Jackie asked, how are you guys doing? She said, we're in a better place, but we're not in that get back together place. We just kind of trying to work it out still. And so she also told Jennifer that she got thick since being with Christian. And I'm sitting here like, now, Brandy, we done went this whole episode without hearing this man's name all episode. I almost forgot that Jennifer was married as much as she been outside without him. Almost forgot. And Jennifer hasn't even mentioned him all episode, but here you go. God, get on my nerves. So, Jennifer is over there like, yeah, she's doing the little moves as the little freaky moves, the freaky tail moves, like all that you be doing, make it thick. So she tells Brandy as she's, trying to get it together with Jason to keep them single women out of her business because you don't want to be, miserable with them. And she hopes that they get to a good space. Then Brandy's like, I talked to Evelyn, do you guys think I'm rude? Because Evelyn thinks I am. And so Jennifer's like, no, you're direct. And then she tells them about her and Evelyn, how they met, how they had to walk away from each other because the conversation was going left. And she was like, I just don't favor her. And, she just doesn't, if you don't align with her truth, it's a problem for her. And so Jackie's like, oh, well, speaking of Evelyn, like, are you going to go to her charity event? And, Jennifer had nothing to say. It was silence of the lamb. Brandy's like, oh, I'm going to Texas, but I'll be donating on my own. I got plenty of stuff to give away. I may drop it off, but I'm going to do my own thing. So Jennifer plays devil's advocate with Jackie about Brittany. And so she's like, whatever she said. And so Brandy says, you need to apologize. Jackie says, no, she needs to apologize. So Jackie says she ain't doing no fake crap and she don't want no drama. So over at Evelyn's house, Chantel comes over with the baby. He's so cute. And she comes over to hang out with Evelyn and Shanice. And they're going to put charity packages together for the event. Shanice and the baby has been over at Evelyn's a lot. And Evelyn loves being a grandma. She said it in the Puerto Rican language, but she loves being a grandma and he has her heart. So Chantel asked, Evelyn, did she invite her mom to the event? And Evelyn was like, yep, I did. I invited everyone except for Jennifer. Chantel is concerned of how Jackie is going to act. Evelyn says, well, it may be hard to stay friends with Jackie because she's getting closer to Chantel because Chantel needs the support. But she really don't care because she wants their daughters to become friends. So Chantel is like, she's not going to the event, but she is there at the house now to help assist it. But she is not going to be bothered with her mama. But Chantel is concerned for Brittany's safety. Ciao, 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 ciao. Evelyn says Jackie will have to leave if she tries anything with Brittany. We're not doing none of that at the relief, at the donation spot. We're here being charitable. We're not doing the drama. So Evelyn lets us know she partnered up with Dina Relief, and I'm thinking that's short for Altadena. They will be putting boxes together for the victims. Evelyn invited Brittany, Denise, Jackie, and Ty because Brandy is in Texas with Jason, and Ming Lee's daughter was celebrating her birthday that day. So Jackie comes she's the last to arrive, and they're like, oh, here she is, here she come. And so Jackie's like, is Chantel here? And Evelyn's like, no. And Brittany is saying in her confessionals how Jackie is all bark, but she's all bark and all bite. And she start barking and, girl, be quiet. Hush your face, girl. So everyone is there supporting, donating, helping. Jackie feels like Jennifer should have been there and everyone should have put their difference to the side. Don't worry about all that, girl. Just do what you're doing while you're there. You know, do what you do. But she understands this is not her event, so she's not going to say nothing. She just going to stick to the script and help the people out. Exactly, Jackie. Thank you. Jackie and Brittany meet a lady. This woman lost everything, bestie. She said the only thing at her house that was left was the beam to her porch and her chimney. Her mother lost her house and her sisters lost their homes too. And she is so grateful. The only thing she has that she owns is on her body. The jewelry she had on, the clothes, the underwear. I'm like, wow, to have lost everything and you still have the heart to get up as a victim and come and donate and help support. That says a lot. And God bless that woman. And I hope she gets everything that she lost plus. Man, what a lady. Phew. Jackie confessed that she's not getting bad vibes from Brittany, but the bad energy is coming from Denise. Denise is instigating things and she's making it worse. Uh-huh. And you know, Jackie, she's like, I only could smile for so long. So Jackie tells Ty that the vibe is off. And Evelyn is acting like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and she's leaving. Good, Jackie. Leave. This is her second time leaving a situation. She's like, I'm out because I ain't got time. And I'm like, are you leaving because of the vibe or are you leaving because Chantel is not there? You like, she not here? I'm finna go find her. What you about to go do? Go knock on her door? Evelyn said Jackie was only there for 30 minutes, child. Brittany says Jackie's demons couldn't handle all the good energy and joy at this event. And she was mocking how the demon was telling Jackie that she had to go because it was just too much light and loveliness there. Oh, yeah, no, I need some water. And Ty says Jackie, Brittany, and Evelyn need to talk. In Ty's confessional, she says, hey, Jackie, at least Jackie came. Y'all ain't talking to her. You're giving her weird energy. And then you're mad because she left. And it's kind of like, well, Jackie, I'm sure you didn't have to be around them to be there. There was other things you could have been doing. Shanice was inside doing something. I'm sure there was other stations of donating you could have been at. You didn't have to be around Brittany, Evelyn, Ty, or Denise. But whatever. Evelyn says she is down to have a conversation, but she's not sugarcoating nothing. She's not sugarcoating the pain that Chantel is feeling, that Jackie has caused in Chantel's life. And Brittany was rambling some delusional mess at the end of the episode. And then the episode ended, besties. That was it. So I guess next week, honey, they're going to try to have a sit down. But you know, Evelyn is unreasonable. You can't sit down and talk to Evelyn. She's very defensive and rah, 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 rah. But they supposed to have a talk. And everybody is teaming up for Chantel and going against Jackie. See, remember last season when we all thought Jackie was leaving the show? I bet you Jackie is regretting that decision, besties. But besties, that was the end of the episode. Please drop down in the comments and let me know what you thought about tonight's episode, honey. Please like the video. Please make sure you're subscribed to my channel and make sure your notification bell is on ding dong so that you know each and every time I post my content, honey. And I'll be back with another recap, besties. Bye, besties.